One of the things that we need to factor in when it comes to AI, no, kasi there's a number of elements that you need your company to be ready with. One is actually in terms of your process. If your process is not necessarily automated or something that is reliant on manual, I think that's going to affect your adoption to AI. Second, I think is something related to your ability to appreciate data. Kasi AI is all about collection of data. It's all about understanding the patterns of whether your process or your people. AI is indeed a game changer, but I think the clear challenge there is that, are you ready for it? So there's as I mentioned, there's a level of readiness that you need to have in your company. And if you are willing to embrace AI, I think you need to prepare not just resources, but also your current processes for such major change. It's the combination of human and machine intelligence. So I think this has been the case for most companies that don't have AI implementations. They usually try to do a little bit of both. So you try to do robotics automation, and then you try to fuel this with human interaction or collecting human intelligence. So I think that question of yours, no? So hybrid intelligence is the future of work. I think it's not the future, but it's actually happening now. Maybe it will, the future is now. I guess that's my answer. Hybrid intelligence is already happening in most of our industries. I think AI and hybrid, again, it's the first one. AI is reliant entirely on automation, and hybrid is more or less coexisting with human decision making. So I think they support each other. The relationship is mutual if the design of the process, the design of the systems are factors in the human aspect of the work. So there are certain industries that require decision making that's human centric. So AI actually complements hybrid intelligence. Again, depending on what AI you're trying to introduce, because there's a lot of AIs now. So I think in general, AI is meant to handle a lot of what we call complex relationships. So if you're looking at leveraging on AI in driving hybrid cloud adoption, I'm just wondering, what hybrid cloud adoption is, but I'm assuming that this is a combination of on-prem and on cloud. So I think some of the complex processes can be handled by the AI. I think that's pretty much the mandate. If there are certain activities that are rather complicated for humans to actually handle, I think AI can be the main driver for that. But I think hybrid cloud adoption, this is exactly what's happening right now. Companies have not fully embraced, at least for the Philippines, they haven't really fully embraced cloud yet, because there are certain individuals who still believe that implementing on-prem is still a more viable option, especially from a financial perspective. So I think AI can help manage the complexities. So if the question is how it would help, it would manage the complexities, it would manage the hiring of resources that would require those critical tasks. So instead of hiring, we can employ AI. So I think the best thing about having this kind of activity is to have a very engaging interaction with some of your peers in IT. That's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to understanding new technologies that might be relevant to the industry that I'm in. And I think the third one is really meeting new friends. That's really the one that I'm looking forward to. So I think the main points that I've gathered in the conversations we have, there will be conversations about hybrid intelligence. So this is probably something that you will be interested in. I think there's also conversation on AI or artificial intelligence. I think there's also exchanges when it comes to hybrid cloud adoption, and then how AI actually will affect it. The session that we will be having should be interactive, fairly interactive. So people will be exchanging questions as we go. So there isn't any subject matter expert. So maybe we can just exchange thoughts about how it should be and why it should be. And I think that's pretty much it. No?